CSTimer is by far the most versatile and advanced cubing timer app out there. Initially, you may be weirded out by its ugly appearance, but make no mistake, it is a very powerful website. You can generate scrambles for all of the WC events, from 303 to Fly Blind. You can create new sessions using this feature, where you can source your solves by session or by event. CSTimer is also highly customizable, and you can make use of all sorts of settings to get the best experience possible. It is the timer of choice for many pro and beginner level cubers. You can export your results into a CSV or into the cloud for future use. You can connect smart timers and smart cubes to the website, and you can even control a virtual cube using the keyboard, which solvers have used to get some pretty impressive times. And did I mention just how many types of scramble generator there are? Sure, we have the classic WCA puzzles, but for each WCA puzzle there are a bunch of extra scramble generators, which have specific purposes such as having the cross solved or a face solve or no bar on 2x2. There are also a bunch of scramble generators for non-WC events, such as F2O, the 15 puzzle, Kilominx, Gigaminx, and more. The biggest downside is that you do have to set everything up, and that does take a bit of time, which may suck if you just want to do solves. The second biggest downside is that it has stuff for meta users. An alternative is cubedesk.io, which has some features that are not available in CSTimer and is also much more minimalist. You don't have to go through the settings to make it look nice, because it already looks nice. It has a 1v1 battle mode as well as some cool challenges such as the elimination challenge. Unfortunately, some of the features are paywalled, but those features are not essential. SpeedCubeDB.com is an absolute essential for learning algorithms. It has so many of them, from OLL to PBL to ZBL to OLCB to Square 1 Alex to full Megaminx OLL, 2x2 EG. For each case you have so many algorithms that you get to choose from, ranked from most recommended to least recommended by top cubers. It also chooses an algorithm of the day from this giant algorithm set for you to learn. You can train these algorithms as well. SpeedCubeDB has a very advanced practice section where you can select specific algorithm sets to learn. There is also a cube review section where you treat it to an excellent catalog of articles about the newest releases. Some of you may prefer a video format for your cube reviews, but if you would rather read it, then this will be perfect for you. Finally, the newest feature of this website is this incredibly powerful Scramble Analyzer. Like, this is such a powerful tool, and it's online? I don't have to download anything? It has the power to check thousands of solutions to a single scramble in mere seconds? If you can't quite remember what you did during a PB solve, this is exactly what you need. You can even practice using this. By using the Cross plus 1 tool, you can learn what to look for when choosing a cross solution and a first pair solution in inspection. You can compare the solution to what you would do, and this will help you see what you do wrong. Unfortunately, it's not capable of X-cross solutions yet, but hopefully it will learn how to make them in the future. All around, this website is an incredibly powerful tool. CubeSkills.com is old but gold. It's a set of tutorials and resources compiled by the greatest SpeedCuber of all time. The algorithm section is really strong, but I will be the first to admit that some of the algorithms haven't aged that well and were made for earlier SpeedCubes. But apart from that, this website is loaded with high quality advice about improving, competing, practicing, fundamentals, advanced solving, just so much stuff. Everything is high quality and well produced. It's amazing. There are tips for 303 4x4 big cubes, Megaminx, and 303 OH. I've used these videos to improve and they absolutely work for me. Visit this website as soon as you can. Also, where does Felix film these? The Void? Something about the all-white table and room and shirt reminds me of the back rooms. Trainers are very important if you want to learn a new algorithm set quickly and effectively. SpeedCubeDB has a lot of trainers, but it certainly doesn't have all of them, and it doesn't cover all the events. However, I've selected some of my favorite trainers for this video. This trainer allows you to practice predicting F2L and inspection by giving you 3-move crosses on demand. For my clockers, I have a virtual memorization trainer for Tommy 7-Simul. CuboRama is a great resource for ZBL as well as Square 1 CS, CSP, and OBL. The unique thing about these trainers is that they're paired with a high quality video tutorial, which makes learning algs easy. If you're learning last 2 layers for Scube, whether it be NS or Salar's Advanced or EG2, this trainer is necessary. It's easy to use as long as you can read rotations. For people who are practicing PBL, this is a must-have. The best way to learn the alg set is to focus on specific cases and practice those, which is what this set helps you to do. There is a slight flaw here, which is that sifting through the 900 algorithms can be a bit cumbersome, but the amount of effort that went into this trainer cannot be understated. Recons is a giant collaborative project by some of the most dedicated cubers in the community. If you've ever seen a fast solve online and asked yourself, how do they do that? reco.nz has the answer. I've learned so much stuff from this website. It is a treasure trove of solves and will help you get so much faster. It's also just an amazing resource if you're curious about a new world record or a top solver's PR average. Finally, for each solve, you can click on a link and see a 3D visualization of the solve. ClockDB is pretty much the same thing, but for clock. ClockDB probably has a more impressive visualization. Of course, animating 14 moves is much easier than animating 50. CubeDB is the same thing, but for skewed. I still don't understand the notation, so don't expect me to explain that. Speaking of visualizations, if you've ever wanted to reconstruct a solve of yours but didn't know what the best tool was, then CubeDB is your pal. Not only can you choose from a variety of puzzles, you can watch how the moves you input affect the cube in real time. Not only that, CubeDB has an amazing autocomplete feature that helps so much with this. Oh, and something crazy about this list so far is that 3 of these amazing websites were made by the same person. Gil Zussman, you absolute king. You can't really be a SpeedCuber without a SpeedCube, right? SpeedCubing hardware is very important to improvement, and often just buying a new cube may become a difference of over a second. I recommend SpeedCubeShop.com because it's an amazing website with a variety of high quality SpeedCubes as well as a variety of lubes. Of course, there's always the cursed option if you don't live in Asia and you want to get cubes for dirt cheap. From CubeZZ, everything is super cheap and there is free international shipping, which is insane. The only problem is that you may have to wait for over a month, maybe even more for your product. So, yeah. The World Cube Association is an international non-profit organization that hosts cubing competitions across the globe. You can go to these official competitions by going to this website, clicking competitions up here, and finding the one that is near you. You can do that by clicking this map option here. You can also check the ranking section and check out the best cubers in the world. You can see all of the world records as well as all of the top 5 cubers. For example, Zhuanyi Yang just got a 4.94303 average, and we can see that ranks him 5th in the world, meaning that a sub 5 average isn't even guaranteed to get you top 5 in the world. You can also notice that Luke Garrett appears over here, as well as here, and here, and here, and here, and here. With WCA, you can also see continental rankings and national rankings. For example, if we look at China, you will notice just how screwed the rest of the world is. Also, if you ever want to get a national record, you can use this website to figure out what country to move to. Side note, if you want a more extensive ranking site, visit cubingchina.com. Finally, if you click on anybody's name or you search a cuber's name up, then you will get their profile, where you can see what times they got at previous competitions, as well as their world, continental, and national rankings. If you live in the United States, you might feel like this is a bit unfair, given that the United States is such a giant country with so many good cubers. Well, if you go to cubingusa.org and connect your WCA account with this website, then you'll be able to see how you stack up with cubers in your state and in your region. For example, if you look at my state rankings, you will see that I'm actually 3rd for square one in my state. I should be 1st, but what can you do, right? I just keep on choking officially. Finally, you can see fun statistics from the WCA through these 2 websites. For example, if you want to see sum of ranks, you'll notice that the 5 best all-rounders are Martin, Luke, Tommy, Ryan, and Stanley. Also, according to this, I am a better all-rounder than Max Park, which, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. So, if we look at 2x2 average of 12, we can see that Yiheng has slid into 1st place with a sub 1 average of 12, which is crazy. But if we look at average of 50, Zane is still on top. If you don't want to drive 3 hours just to go to a local competition, then there is an online solution for you. Cubers.io is the biggest weekly competition out there, and you can sign up using Reddit or your WC account. Some of the best cubers out there regularly compete here, such as Caleb Wolf Dunn, Luke Reiser, Brendan Dunnigan, Dylan Bombach, and others. You can also compete in a selection of non-WCA events as well. Another online weekly comp is the SpeedCube Forum Weekly Comp, where you can compete in a bunch of events and stuff. Both of these websites are just as good as one another in this regard, and I would recommend competing in both. Of course, competing online is nowhere as exciting as competing in person, but you can use these websites to do competition simulations for the real deal. Finally, we have the last 2 websites, youtube.com and discord.com. These are the social media sites wherein the cubing community is most active. First, I don't need to introduce you to YouTube, given that you're watching a YouTube video. But on screen are some of my favorite YouTubers on the platform. Dylan's streams are always superb, the CubeCast podcast series is amazing, Michael's videos are always super unique. You get the gist. They're all super talented creators that I am proud to share their platform with. Discord.com is a great source if you want help with cubing. There's a Discord server for every event, and you can find so many resources to aid your cubing journey. There are plenty of people there to help you with every manner of thing you may need. The standout is the 303 Solvers Discord, which I am sponsored by, but there are links to all the event servers in the description. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to watch future uploads.
8 seconds.